Dustin Chafin. That was Anthony Kapfer. Give him a pitch round of applause by putting little clappy signs everywhere. Great job, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Always wish I could play every time I see somebody playing guitar. I feel like guitar is such a, it's like you got to make that choice. You got to make that. I remember I was in a band, and they really wanted it to work out for me. It was like I had no guitar ability at all, but I was the only one that really looked like a rock star.
Which is important.
So they were like it was almost like a boy band situation. Like everybody was trying to like mold this thing around me and teach me how to play guitar so I could be in this band. And I'm not a terrible singer. And the guy that actually got the lead singer job is a terrible singer. And so it was like, and I didn't want to fight him over it. So I was like, I'll play rhythm guitar. And so that was the whole thing. I should have been the singer of this band. And, the guitarist dude really tried to teach me, put my fingers on the thing. And I took this really nice guitar home, and I was like, it's just, I don't know if it's my ADD or just kind of this, I don't know, or just not having this natural ability to just really get into it. But I can't do anything with the guitar. Like I strum it, and it's like, and I really know music and stuff, and I have a beat. I could dance okay, but I just can't. I'm not a phenomenal dancer like, some people I'm bringing up later. But I would never say that about myself. But I can keep a beat. But I just can't. I don't know, man. It just doesn't come. Did it come naturally to you? Did you feel like, you can just kind of pick it up and go? Or did you really have to force yourself?
I got a guitar when I was 10.
Okay.
But I didn't get any lessons or anything like that. So
I did too, by the way. I got guitar 10.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just collected dust. Yeah.
At 10, it was not coming naturally to me. I knew a couple of little riffs or whatever. But then I started playing drums.
Okay.
And that came pretty natural, which is funny because I cannot dance. But I was you
got for all my you have like Muppet moves. You got your own style.
Yeah. I for all of my
call
teens,
it phenomenal, but you can move around a little.
But I was playing in a bunch of bands as a drummer for all of my teens and my early 20s and stuff for 10 years. I was like a full-time drummer. Okay. So, and then I was like singing and playing guitar on the side, writing songs.
Do drummers get
like
chicks, or is that just for guitars?
Yeah, the lead singer probably gets the most. And then if you're like a cool drummer, like if you're a drummer that people pay attention to and notice, then
No, I'm not talking famous. I just mean like at a bar show.
But some drummers don't call a lot of attention to themselves. But I was like I was a hard hitting drummer. I was
I know you well. You need a lot of attention. So I assume your drumming is just like everything else about you.
I was like Keith Moon or something, like my arms were all.
Yeah. All right.
People would come up and talk to me after.
Okay. Do you ever think about going back to drumming? Just starting a band? Just being a drummer in a band?
I've been thinking about...
Because you talk about it a lot in a way that... And I'm not saying that in a rude way. I just mean in a way that like, I'm a good drummer, man. I should be, Well,
like, I was almost the drummer in Group Love.
Yeah, that's what, so that's why I wonder if like, maybe this second leg, you could just, I don't know, be in a new Judas Priest tribute band or something. I don't know, like figure out some sort of drummer angle for you. If anybody out there needs a good drummer on the Twitch world, not that you guys leave your computer chair, but let's say hypothetically, you had this thing called a garage. That's what we used to do in the suburbs.
Yeah.
And then we would just try to like start a band. So I think you guys get off your joysticks and pick up a microphone and a drum set and a guitar. Well, not a drum set. Anthony's the drummer.
Yeah, I'm the drummer. There's only one drummer in this band.
That's cool. Very cool. But I don't have any music ability, so I tell dick jokes for a living. That's what I do.
Well, you're very good at it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had a taping last night. It was fun. We did this thing in LA called Killer Comics Unlimited, which is a fun name. It was a taping. They're trying to sell it to Hulu or something like that. But yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it's like you know, I hadn't had a taping in a little bit, but you know, I went last, so it's like that's always like this. You know, it's always a curse. You know, when you're as funny as me. I'm kidding. Sometimes I just want to be mediocre, so I get the third spot. You know what I mean? But you know, it's like you know, when it's a taping though, you're like, do I gotta go last? You know, it's like you know, and then everyone's like, and then they bring you up as a headliner. It's like, dude, I'm not getting more money on this special, so don't make it. You know, and they do that even on a freaking taping. They call me the headliner. I was like, no, we're all getting paid the same. This is ridiculous. But,
do you find that it's much different going last? Like the crowd is tired, or what?
And it isn't. You know, there's pretty good comics on this show, and so they were all kind of crushing it. So, you know, I'm a good comic, but I still feel like, yeah, when everybody's crushing it, it's still work. You know, you still got to go. Oh, you know, and I'm a different kind of energy. I feel like I'm more of a fourth energy, to be honest with you. I mean, I headline only for the money. If I could just do 20 minutes and make money out of it, I would for the rest of my entire career, because 20 minutes is the perfect amount of comedy. Nobody needs really much more than that. But we're under some impression too. You know what I mean? I was like, we need an hour of comedy. No, you don't.
20 solid minutes. That's all anybody
20
wants.
one guy and then move to another guy. You don't need more than 20 minutes of the one guy. You know, that's just some sort of condition that we've said, you know. That's why albums were great, because it was like 35 minutes or 40 minutes, you know? That's
which I think is the ideal time for any kind of album. Comedy, any kind of music. 35 minutes, and then you're done.
It's,
and you can listen to it again if you want.
It is. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so it went well. I had a good set. Don't get me wrong. I was good. I had a fun time. So, but
that's great.
Yeah, so it's coming out soon. Hopefully you guys check that out. So today I'm excited because, you know, a lot of stuff we do on here is a lot of rock. You know, it's a lot of, you know, rock stuff. And I don't know. I feel like I get exhausted sometimes by rock and roll. You know, it's like I'm a metal dude. I'm a groove, funk, blues dude. I like all that stuff. I like punk rock. I like dance music and weird stuff and rap and hip hop and, you know, but once in a while it's like, you know, I need something else, you know, something that's going to kind of stimulate other parts of my music kind of senses, you know, and instrumental music is a big deal to me. And I listen to a lot of classical, actually, you know, a lot of Mozart and Beethoven and, you know, Dr. Don Shirley and like a lot of different cool stuff. And I just like, you know,
that's good stuff.
Yeah. I like jazz, and, you know, jazz is a big deal. To me, it's like, I think it's just an art form that's very similar to stand-up. You know, it's a lot of, you know, nobody gets paid really in the beginning, and it's a rough gig when you're just like, I'm gonna be a jazz musician. It's like, man, you gotta really love it, because it's not gonna be an easy haul. So, but there is some great, you know, jazz, and so today we're doing instrumental stuff, and I just pulled a couple instrumental things. You know, Chet Baker, I'm a big fan. This is, I think I might have showed this before, but I still want to show it again. It's so good. This is the Mariachi Brass. It's like, it says Taste of Tequila. So it's basically him doing kind of mariachi music in kind of his own Chet Baker spin. And it is so fucking cool. You know, the song Tequila, the Pee Wee Herman song, is on here. Can you play that a little bit? What do you got?
Oh, I used to. I forgot how to play it.
Yeah. Once again, I put you on the spot. You're the band leader. There you go. That's it. All right, that's enough. Like Stop. For the love of God. But this has got a lot of good stuff on it. It's got Flowers on the Wall, which is a great song. And you know, it's instrumental. But it's like, and I like that. Do you like when you hear instrumental versions of like regular songs? Like, yeah, I like the you know, like surf or something like that, surf rocker. Yeah, but sometimes they'll take like a Pink Floyd song and not have the lyrics, and they'll just do the music from it, you know. And I think that stuff's kind of cool when they do that stuff. But Flowers on the Wall, that's a big song, and it's instrumental here, and it's really cool. So anyway, that's that. And everybody's heard of Chet Baker. Everybody's heard of Miles Davis. Everybody's heard of all these people, but maybe you haven't heard of the Heath brothers. And these guys are cool as shit. This album is so good. I got this. It's like one of those you shouldn't have. It's got like the hole punched in the back.
Promotional use.
Yeah.
For radio stations or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of these. It's signed, but it's like to some random dude. Like I don't know who Cecito is. Like I don't know who that is. So I think he might have put the album together. I don't know. But so these guys, I didn't know them that well. It's kind of because I do that a lot. I'll just grab an album. I'll see. I don't know. Do you do that much? Do you just grab like random shit just to see?
I used to do that more before streaming and stuff. Like when you had to buy CDs, I would go to a couple of music stores like in the East Village and stuff, and I would go in the discount bins, get like 88-cent CDs or whatever, just based on the cover.
Yeah,
I
mean, well, in the 80s and 90s, the album covers were really cool. So you could, you bet your bets are pretty good if you just, something was cool on the cover that might be a decent band.
Yeah, and if it was less than like $5, you just buy a bunch of stuff and see.
Yeah, that's good. Or you can regift them. That's the thing. Just give your cousins some, some bad albums. But anyway, the Heath brothers. This is what is this called? In Motion, I guess it's called. It's brass choir featuring Stanley Cowell, who's a pretty popular dude. Plays saxophone, and it's just good stuff. It's got a whole bunch of dudes on here, so I don't want to read them all. But Heath brothers, I'm really getting into them, and they're just like a really cool, lot of percussion, which I like, a lot of drum solos. Which I'm into the drum solos. I feel like you don't hear a lot of that in jazz, a lot of jazz records, but once in a while you'll get some cool shit. And it's a lot of the West Coast stuff, actually. West Coast jazz has a lot more percussion. So because of the surf rock and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so so let me bring in our dudes, and then we'll talk about our featured album on Dustin's Vinyl. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? My next guest, Jesus, they're here every fucking week. They're not guests. My co-host, the very funny Jeffrey Paul, and the ever so knowing Adam Holtz. Everybody,
all right.
What's up, guys? Good to see you. How you doing?
Hey, Dustin.
How are you?
Good.
So, what are you going to say? Something rude, I bet. I see it in your eyes.
I was going to say, I see Anthony as kind of like a Dave Grohl type of drummer.
Totally.
Okay. Yeah. Don't give him that much.
He's really aggressive and, hitting hard. I can see him like that.
He's probably my favorite drummer of all time.
Yeah.
And
I see him more of as Charlie Watts, just kind
Charlie
of old and just.
You don't know he's there, and you can replace him with a mannequin of Charlie Watts and still make the same performance.
Rest in peace, Charlie Watts. We're sorry to do that to you on the show.
I love Charlie Watts.
Yeah, all right. He loves you too.
He loves you too.
It's already a fun show. I like it. That Dustin's Vinyl thing. Why can't I get that on my background? I don't know why I'm too stupid to figure that out. You're gonna have to coach me and how to get that. I want that on my background, but I can't get it. I can't get it to work. Anyway, that's an Adam question. Yeah. What's that?
Yeah. I want it to look like I'm in Jeff's house.
Nah, because then you're hanging. Then you're still there with Jeff.
Listening to the Eagles and John Mellencamp.
That's right.
It's Eagles on the loop and Pat Benatar. It's like he's got to cut out a Pat Benatar in every room. You're like, oh, we get it. She should be in the Hall of Fame.
She should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God! But hey, how about the Go-Go's? They're going to be in it, and Jay-Z, and who else?
No, I can't be excited about that because how could they be in before Judas Priest and Maiden?
Oh, why does it a competition of when? Why? Maybe it's just placement. Maybe they want to do like metal here, a little jazz here, a little hip hop here. Yes, but you get so riled up about that. I don't think it matters as much as you think it does.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter when.
But in terms of respect, heavy metal
they have to spread it out. If they put everybody all at the same time, they wouldn't have anybody left.
It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not the Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
They got to spread it out. They need the inductions have to be spread out. It's an event. You can't use all the comics on one special, and then you
Mayhe's been around since the 70s, Dustin. They've been around.
That's what I'm saying.
Been around since the 70s.
And they've been spreading it out.
They've been nominated one time. How was Janet Jackson in before those guys?
Because she's nasty. Because tits sell. I don't know.
Yeah. If only
I'm excited about the Go-Go's. They're a great band. The Go-Go's are a good band. We should cover them at some point.
Yeah, they're a good band.
They're a great band. They're a great band. They're fun. They're a good pop band. How about that? A great pop band. Okay.
What's that song? Head Over Heels was a fun song.
They're about as good as Mellencamp.
I think I didn't mind.
You're so angry about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It
really doesn't matter. Really.
I'm not a big fan of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I like the exhibits themselves. I hate the politics behind it.
But what happens once they're inducted? Anything?
It's no big deal.
Yeah. Well, for the band themselves, it's
just used guitar and jackets. That's all it is.
No, but for the bands themselves, it's a major boost to their back catalog.
So their catalog is worth more when they want to sell it to Sony or whatever for $50 million.
I think it has a little bit more cachet, but immediately people seem to buy. They'll buy more greatest hits. They'll buy more back catalog stuff. You saw it with Cheap Trick. Yeah, of course it is. You saw it with Cheap Trick. You saw it with Chicago. The year those bands went in.
No, it's like when you used to get a Letterman credit, you get more work on the road, like that kind of thing.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
That's fucked up. That's a weird process if that's what it has become. So I don't know. If you're even talked about, you don't really need the money, in my opinion. If you're even considered in the conversation, you've made enough money.
I don't think it's about money. I think it's also about respect. Like a band like Foreigner. I mean, they've been around forever, 70 million, how many hit records did they have, albums? They had a string where through the late 70s and 80s, man, they were the number one selling band, and they're not in.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Foreigner. I feel it's, they did have some good songs.
Hot Blooded was them, right?
Yeah, Check and See. Yes.
Check and See. Got a fever of 103. I'm a jukebox hero.
Great song.
Oh, that was them too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
That's the problem right there, because Anthony's the youngest. The problem is people think four bands are the same band. Right. And they think it's Foreigner. They think it's Bad Company. They think it's, you know what I mean? Like there's like four bands that everybody thinks is the same band.
Steve Miller Band.
Steve Miller Band. They think it's all one band.
They got in.
Who?
Steve Miller, they got in.
Well, he could kick, man. That guy's a great guitarist. He's like really good. Him and Peter Frampton like toured and jammed out, and now Peter Frampton actually. Oh shit, I should have.
Frampton's great on that album.
He's good.
So good.
He is good. I didn't think he was going to be. Jeff and I went. Yeah, Jeff took me, and I'd never seen him. And Bonham was the Led Zeppelin thing was. We missed most of that. But because Jeff was trying to get a hot dog or something. But
who was standing outside Madison Square Garden waiting for you?
Oh boy!
Oh, it was me.
Yes.
I saw Frampton twice. Once was like a full rock show, and then another he was doing like an acoustic tour, and I saw him on that too. And both times he was phenomenal. Yeah, he's good.
Well, he did a blues album, and but him and Steve Miller Band got together on tour or something, and then he got, because they would just jam blues on stage, like in the middle and stuff. And so I think he got excited about it, and then he released a blues album. I actually bought that album at the concert, and I gave it to my father-in-law. But he's good. He's a great guitarist.
He did some instrumental stuff too. Like he did an instrumental of like Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden.
Yeah. He did that at the concert. It was good.
Oh, really? He played it?
Yeah.
I don't remember if he played it when I saw him.
Yeah, he played it.
That's
it was
cool.
Good. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like, man. It's like, that's what I was. Yeah, that's like you switch it up a little bit. So, Adam, what are you doing, man? Playing Fortnite? What are you doing?
I'm just looking at some of the viewers' comments coming in.
Oh shit! What are they saying? They better not be mean to me. I'm not in the mood. Saying, you're old. Go away.
So no one listens to Frampton anymore.
Who's Foreigner? What are they saying?
No. So David Needle says Foreigner's ultimate guilty pleasure song is "I Want to Know What Love Is."
How? That's not
that
them.
was Foreigner?
No,
that's
Foreigner.
That was like Whitesnake.
That's Foreigner, yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Somebody covered it big, right? Like Roxette or something. I want. Nobody
did it. Nobody covered that one. No,
I didn't know that they did all. It's like it was kind of the same thing with Creedence Clearwater Revival. They did all these songs that I heard growing up, and I thought it was like 20 different bands.
Yeah,
but it turned out it was one band that did all of those songs.
That's a good Foreigner song. I
didn't realize Foreigner had so many hits.
They do have a lot of hits. It's kind of like REO Speedwagon to me. It's like when I was a kid, I loved it, and then as an adult, I'm like, some people hang on to that. I don't really hang on to it. I just kind of try to do other stuff. But it was cool. I had a good time. I enjoyed it as a kid. I think a lot of 8-track memories. But I do, I try to move on. And since I'm 93 years old, I've gone through all the different genres and type of. Anyway. All right, here we are. So today we're talking about instrumental stuff. And so this is a quick story. I've said it before, but this show is all about repeats. And kind of like a bad CD player. Just it's on repeat over and over and over. But when I was going through a religious stage in my life, I gave up rock and roll. And I was a Mormon missionary, and I went on a mission, and we couldn't listen to music that had lyrics that were rock, infused with the devil's music. And so I was kind of forced to listen to instrumental stuff. Like it had to be classical music or whatever, but it wasn't just that. It could just, as long as it didn't have, lyrics or whatever, the rock lyrics or whatnot. And so I was in Santiago, Chile, and I picked up a Vangelis CD, I think, or tape or something at the time. And I really started getting into it. I think it was the 1492 soundtrack. And I just kind of went down this wormhole. And I remember as a kid, I saw Blade Runner, but I didn't quite, it's one of those movies you should not see as a child. Like it's a movie that is just, you're just not ready for it. You're going to be, this is boring. This is not Star Wars. Why is Han Solo so like, moody? Like what's happening? Where's the funny lines? Like you're just pissed off that Han Solo's not being funny. And where's the hairy dude? You know what I mean? Like you're just like, what the fuck is happening?
Where's the hairy dude?
Why is this so drawn out right now? But as an adult, you appreciate this movie, Blade Runner, as this kind of just really sexy kind of future. It feels the most futuristic of most of the sci-fi movies that you'll see. Even if the sci-fi movie has all the special effects or whatever, this really takes it to like a realistic level of what I feel the future could eventually get to, is this beautiful world that, Ridley Scott, is that his name? Ridley Scott, yeah. Directed this movie, and the music is by Vangelis, not Vangelis. I always say it wrong. And, it's kind of this, it's funny because I shit on synthesizers last week with Depeche Mode. And so when I chose this album, I realized, okay, well, I do like this. And the thing is Vangelis, he worked with rock bands in the 60s. Like he wasn't just the score guy. Like he worked actually with John Anderson from Yes, and they worked on some stuff together. And he started scoring like documentary films and things like that. And then his big kind of album was Chariots of Fire, like that. And I remember, that was a dun 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 dun. That was him? Oh yeah,
that was the same guy.
Oh yeah, that was the same guy. He did. Yeah, and you hear that
it's in every movie.
Oh yeah, dun, 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 ching, ching. Yeah, it's always in a comedy when they're trying to do some like sports scene at the end. When the fat guys like trying to hurdle something, and then they play that at a pie contest or something. He always play that. But this guy is, it really, the music is, it's funny that it's like a Yamaha. I think it's like a CS80 or something, and it's like just one keyboard, and it literally sounds like a pit of musicians, and it's like what he's been able to do with this one, keyboard basically is phenomenal. And it's great stuff. And so I really love this soundtrack, Blade Runner, as something I put it on once in a while, and it's very sexy and fun, and just kind of it's a little moody. You got to kind of be in the mood. It's definitely not a hypey kind of sound, I was driving to it today, and it was great because I kind of visioned myself kind of being in the spacecraft and stuff, and so I just kind of getting into my my Blade Runner mode. But I really like it. There's a lot of cool things that happen with this music. There's an emphasis on reverb, which really you don't get that a lot with kind of synthesizer music. You get a lot with guitar and pedals and things like that, but there's a lot of kind of reverb that's happening, and there's actually in the movie it's happening with the dialogue as well. Like that's why the replicas kind of come off so cool and creepy. There's a reverb in their voice, so there's a lot of cool effects that are happening that nobody was doing this shit, and when this movie came out. And I really feel the best way to describe it too is with this: when you're listening to this soundtrack and you're watching the movie, you don't know where the soundtrack is happening or whether there's sounds from the movie. It's kind of just gelled into this thing where it's like, because he'll be making chime noises and stuff and all kinds of shit, and you don't know if that's like supposed to be in the scene. And so it's just really cool because it just kind of absorbs the film as opposed to kind of just music over of an image. Like it really kind of fuses itself together. The main titles are great. It's really cool. A lot of some sound bites up top. Let's see, track 2 is very cool. I love all the bell work in this, kind of electric bell stuff. It's really interesting stuff. Track 3, Wait For Me, really cool. Once again, electric bells and percussion. And so Rachel's song. That's a lot of these songs, these tracks or whatever, they make you feel like you're floating really into space almost. Like they're magical and kind of take you in this weird, cool place. The love theme is really great. That's track 5. It's one of my favorite songs. It's so good in that, it's just the saxophone kind of cuts in like a knife. Like it's just this, I've never heard saxophone sound like that. I'm sure that's some reverb as well and some really cool stuff that he did with that sound. And just really cool stuff. And then there's like track 6 is like One More Kiss, which is this weird ragtime singing. And then I think he's actually playing just regular piano, which is great. And then once I heard that song today, I was listening to it and I was like, I really wish he had done like a regular piano album. Like I would love to have him just kind of kick it with a regular piano, because it's like he's always kind of doing this synthesizer stuff. It'd be cool to just have him stripped down, if you will. That would be unplugged for a synthesizer. Just play a Steinway, So, but really cool stuff. Let's see, track 7 again. Blade Runner blues. Just really cool cosmic sexiness is what I like to call it. Track and I'll just move all the way down. So the end titles are amazing, and that's the end titles. Track 11. That's, you could tell when you listen to the end titles. You hear a lot of Rob Zombie. You hear 9 Inch Nails. Like you could see, like this is the shit that kind of got into that thing that was happening. All that industrial stuff, you could tell was pulled from this, kind of this era of music, which is so advanced. Nobody's doing this kind of stuff. But so Blade Runner, it's a great movie. I think it doesn't work at all without this music. I remember when Blade Runner 2049 came out, I was so excited because I just thought that Vangelis would be attached to it, but he wasn't. And it was kind of a disappointment. And then you got to look at that dude's face over and over, with the same expression. But what's that guy's name? Ryan Goslinger. All right.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Like Ryan Borlinger, because he's boring.
Goslinger.
So anyway, this is a great soundtrack. Vangelis has just a great catalog of work. A lot of cool stuff. 1492 actually is such a great album as well. And so, seek out all his score stuff. And he's also done some instrumental kind of solo stuff that's not quite music soundtracks. But anyway, so that's me, Blade Runner. And Anthony, what do you think about this Blade Runner soundtrack?
I like it. At times it reminded me, I don't know if you know the what is it, the Mort Garson album?
Okay,
Plantasia.
talk to us. Who's that?
Do you know that? It's Plantasia. Have you heard that?
Fantasia?
No, Plantasia.
Plantasia. No, I think your cat's on some plants right now.
But it's another one of these kind of synthy instrumental sort of things. So I was reminded of that for certain moments. For me, I think my favorite song was the one that wasn't instrumental, the One More Kiss song.
Oh yeah.
I did like that old time kind of whatever kind of music that was, ragtime or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like perfect for just kind of you put it on, you just kind of mellow out, just have it in the background or something.
Yeah, you can't always jam out. I mean, I know Jeff is like he's Camaro for life, but most of us can't jam out all the time.
or like if you were going to do some writing or something, this is like the perfect music if you're going to do some writing.
No, it's like I don't know. I need breaks. It's like I like different kinds of stuff. I know Jeff does too. I'm playing with him. He likes show tunes for crying out loud. But I feel like you need a break. Jeff, talk to me. I want to talk about it when you're right there. All right, tell me how you feel about Blade Runner soundtrack.
I felt like this was all like new age music to me. It kind of felt like, like when you get a massage and they play music in the background, this is what it kind of like sounded like. I thought a lot of the soundtrack all kind of blended. I thought like certain songs did stand out, like Rachel's song. You can tell. I never saw the movie.
Well, come
I have no idea what this movie's about.
Such a great movie.
I've never seen it.
How did you not see this movie?
I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to see it.
Should be sorry.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
Great film, dude.
But I'm not a big. I'm not a big sci-fi
that's right. You
guy,
hate Star Wars.
But when you, I hate Star Wars.
Well, when I was in college, I took Intro to Fiction Film, and they made us watch this in that class. So they did make us watch Star Wars. So I think this is, as far as filmmaking goes, I think it's where it's
what you got.
No, but I thought like Rachel's song. To me, like without seeing the movie, you could tell there must have been some type of love interest going on there, because that music kind of like conveyed something with I kind of thought there was some type of romantic link there. The dialogue, usually I hate dialogue on a soundtrack, but I think it's filler. But I thought in this case, the dialogue actually made me want to go and see the movie, because it did sound compelling, but like I said, if I was doing something, when I write, I don't music, anything, even if it's just instrumental, will distract me. But if I'm doing something else, and I like to have something like putting in a deck sound, or like what kind of stuff. No, putting in a deck. I need music, music. But if I'm gonna I don't know, doing something mundane, like maybe doing the dishwasher, or doing something with the dog in the morning. This type of music. The whole procedure with my fucking dog.
Procedure.
You're doing a dishwasher and you're doing something with the dog. I don't know what's happening in your house.
Right. You get up in the morning. I got to empty the dishwasher, because, as my wife says, hey, the dishwasher's not going to empty itself.
All right.
All
right. So Anthony and I don't have dishwashers, so Anthony might. I don't have one. You have one? You have one, Adam?
I have one now.
It's the first time.
Fancy pants.
Yeah, first time. I'm learning how to use it for the first time.
Yeah, come on.
That's great.
I'm bad at it.
Put the dishes in.
Sometimes you got to wash the dishes first. The placement is very important.
You got to rinse them.
There's a lot of nerds.
Very important.
There's a lot of nerds on Twitch. Do you guys like Blade Runner? In the soundtrack? Like, talk to us. Does anybody want to comment on the Blade Runner soundtrack? Vangelis, one of my favorites. He did a whole bunch that was so good.
The Chariots of Fire, right?
He did. He did win the Academy Award for that.
He won
the Academy Award for Chariots of Fire. It is such a great song. But it's just like, what I like about him is like, well, first of all, I just want to say this, Jeff. It's like that music sounds like him now. It's not like he was pulling that from anywhere. Like, he did this music, in the 80s and the late 70s. Like, he was doing this kind of stuff way before any that was even a thing. There was no such thing as new age music. There was no such thing as meditation music. Like, none of this existed. They've pulled from like this guy and they've made that music a thing, but he's got nothing to do with that. So it's unfortunate.
So he's way before Yanni.
He's way before Yanni, but yeah, Yanni's not terrible. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that on camera. He's not the worst. He's got some interesting things. That mustache has got to go, but
How do you feel about Enya?
Enya's cool too. I went through an Enya phase.
Yeah. Enya has some good songs.
What was the chanting thing? What were those? Enigma.
Oh, yeah.
Enigma was cool.
Enigma.
Yeah, they were cool for a little
really?
bit. I mean, whatever, man. Anybody doing something different that I've never heard before, I'm cool with it for a short period of time. I'm not rocking Enigma right now, but for a second I listen to it.
I hope not.
I'll give everything 2 months.
The Candles, man.
I listen to a lot of shit that I'll never listen to again. I don't really, just, you know what I mean? I go through a thing like Iron Maiden. They're a great band, but I don't listen to them. You listen to them. You listen to them like every day, like at least once a week, right? Yeah. I don't
every day.
I can't listen to Maiden
every day.
I think they're amazing, and I've seen them live.
Today I put on Fear of the Dog.
Is that really a regular thing where you put on Iron Maiden every single day for like years?
I would say like this week I'll put on Maiden 5-6 times a week.
But how long is this going on? Like, I don't know if I have bands that I need to listen to.
Jeff is a rocker, man.
Every day.
He's rocker for life.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get something in my head. I can listen to Judas Priest Painkiller. I can listen to that song.
Before we get down that rabbit hole, Adam, please talk to us about this Blade Runner album. Sorry, we forgot you were there. Oh, he's got the movie. See, that's why I like this. Of course, he owns it. He's freaking That's what I'm talking about.
I have the Blu-ray that's got like 4 different versions of the film.
Of course you do. See, wow. I love that. I love that about Adam.
I think what's the best cut of the movie?
Well, I think isn't it considered the final cut, which is I think that was the one, the Ridley Scott. I forget which one it is. He's got like 4 directors' cuts on it.
I have a really bad one. It's the intern cut, and it's like some dude just like. No sound on.
Black and white.
Wrong way. Don't get the intern cut. That one is terrible. All right, talk to us, Adam.
Even with the soundtrack, I think there's multiple versions of it too, right?
There is. There's bootlegs actually of this. Yeah. There's like people got from the studio and stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because originally I think the soundtrack wasn't available for maybe it was even like a decade after the film. It might have been like the early 90s when it finally actually got released.
Right. On Spotify, I think it said 94.
Yeah. So I think it was around, right around 94.
And the movie came out when, Adam?
83?
Oh,
I think it was 83.
That's phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
There's no sequel.
So what's the sequel? So what's... There was no sequel
there was a reboot thing. I wouldn't call that a sequel.
Blade Runner 2049.
It was terrible, but
that's the one. That's what
you're right. There was a second one. Well, they tried, but I don't know. But the first one, just see the first one. All right, Adam, talk to us.
Yeah, I mean, this was I hadn't listened to the soundtrack before outside of the film, and you could really, this is a soundtrack you could really lose yourself in, and I think there's. I gotta pull up the songs again on here, but there is
especially if you like smoke weed or something, this would be a great.
Oh, I was thinking like just edibles, mushrooms, and you got your headphones on for this. It's like
this is a great soundtrack.
Yeah.
See, Jeff wasn't doing drugs; he was just
that
drinking
was your
cappuccinos.
Yeah.
Oh no!
When you heard this today. Oh, you're doing drugs today? You doing drugs today?
Are you high right now?
Are you high? What's going on? You smoking weed, Jeff?
Your eyes look a little red.
I guess it's legal now, and you're not a cop anymore. Or a teacher. You don't have to be in a cop. It's like you're living your best life. I love it. Jeff was a teacher and a cop. How crazy is that?
Wow. And he owned a record store.
And that's not even half of it.
And then he was like a security guy at concerts.
Okay, let's get back to Adam. Adam. That's Adam's turn.
Jeff Haney biography.
He owns the movie. He's gonna have good insight. Go, Adam.
Well, I was trying to think of, who had this kind of sound before Vangelis. There were some of the songs just reminded me of some like Rick Wright, Pink Floyd.
Oh yeah,
there was some Shine on You Crazy Diamonds. Some of the these synths are
Yeah,
More
I
like
don't
an
think it was
album.
Dark Side of the Moon.
he worked with Yes and stuff. So he was around that son of, that
Probably that
psychedelic
prog
rock
rock,
stuff. Like
yeah.
he was there for all that. So he could have gone another direction. He could have gone more kind of that rock stuff too. But I think he just found his niche in, scores and soundtracks and stuff.
Yeah.
And Dustin, you're saying he's doing this all
one
on
particular
just a
keyboard,
keyboard?
actually. The CS.
Is it a
it was
Moog?
the
CS80.
Wow.
Something like, what is it called? The CS80, I think.
Yeah, I was reading
I
about
thought
this
it was a
before,
Moog.
too.
No, it's a CS80, and then at one time it said he had like 8 of them in the room, but it was really just this one particular keyboard that he uses. But he did most of the music on the one, and then he would just break them and shit, so they would get a new one, but they'd have them all over the place.
Yeah, it was the Yamaha CS80.
Yeah,
and he used that was the main one, and then he used 4 other Roland instruments for the rest of it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he had a studio. Yeah,
That's
I'm not
still
saying
pretty
he
good,
had like
man.
that little thing you give your nephew, like for Christmas or whatever. But he had it's a machine, But it's impressive that you can do. But I love a keyboard. You can you play with the keyboards. Anthony, do you do keyboards at all?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I like a keyboard. Make the sounds.
I have some MIDI keyboards.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get. We should start a keytar band. That would be fun. We all just play a keytar. I bet I can figure out how to play a guitar. That's easier than the guitar. Has to be. Is there any Twitchers that love Blade Runner? It's got to be somebody. Can't like video games and not like Blade Runner. Nothing.
Let's see. We got
Hello. Look at your cat. That's hilarious.
She knows she's on the show.
She's really sitting weird.
She's leaning. So I covered my couch with my green screen. She's leaning on the back of the couch, but it looks like she's just floating. Like this.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
Anything, Adam?
She's right up against it.
Yeah, let's see. Happy Mischief says the old Blade Runner is better. Let's see. Tasty Snacks says synth music is just background noise.
Oh, stop it.
It doesn't have to be, but I think it makes good background noise in this case.
I think, it's a movie. So I don't.
It literally was
supposed to be background.
I don't know if I'm calling this background noise.
It's not noise at all. It's obviously this person is, just not probably hadn't seen the movie, because if you see the movie, you'll realize that this movie doesn't work without this music, because it's a futuristic movie, and these sounds were very futuristic at the time. Nobody had heard these sounds. It's kind of like a Michael Oldfield kind of stuff. Just like weird music that made the movie, like how Exorcist was. The same kind of thing. It's like, without the weirdness, without the this particular sound, the movie would not have had the sexiness and the futuristic stuff. I don't know. Wouldn't have worked. That's what I'm saying.
We got we got David Needle says, I hate Blade Runner more than Jeff hates Star Wars.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it. I've had a few people say that. That's so funny.
It's a slower paced movie. But,
I like
but also, like, when you think of sci-fi films, you think of this, you think of 2001: A Space Odyssey, and they're all, the really good iconic sci-fi films are slow.
2001: Space Odyssey. It takes them 4 minutes to shut the door.
Right.
Like, it's just like
that movie is so. I saw it in.
It's incredible though.
In theaters. They did like a 4K transfer, and they had an intermission because the movie's so long.
Yeah, but I like a slow movie. Tarantino's movies are slow.
Intermissions in his movies.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time in America.
Yeah, but they're intriguing.
Dude, 2001: Space Odyssey is very intriguing. It's Stanley Kubrick, man. Back it up a little bit. He's without him. There's no Tarantino.
I know, but no. Kubrick is great, but he's weird sometimes.
But that's the point. That's like David Lynch. I don't know.
You're weird.
Kind of weird.
You're weird. We're all weird. What's wrong with weird? Iron Maiden's weird. A bunch of dudes like running around with a puppet, like that's weird. Like, we're all weird.
No, but in some of these movies, it's not entertaining for it to be dragged on 4 minutes to close the door. I mean,
what about Deer Hunter?
I want
freaking
action.
Italian. What about Deer Hunter?
It's an
what about
amazing
every
movie.
Scorsese
It's
film?
a very, very long movie.
Yeah.
Scorsese.
Who said Scorsese? Do
I'm
not
not
shit on
shit.
Scorsese.
Nobody's shitting on him.
Come on,
but
he's great.
that movie's really
great.
long and it drags.
They're all long
all
and they
long.
all drag.
There's a scene they don't move. They don't move the camera. They leave it on there for like 20 minutes. It's just one shot.
Wait, are you talking? In Deer Hunter, are you talking about the
No, I'm
scene?
talking about the wedding.
Scene?
Talking about the wedding.
It's
one
intriguing
shot.
enough.
And that they
in the gun.
Okay, they could have. Okay, they
You
could
talking about
have
The
edited that a
Godfather?
little bit.
I'm just saying. First of all, I'm saying I love the movie.
No,
the
Deer
way-
Hunter.
I'm saying I love the movie. No, they should have edited 3 where it just was never existed. But 1 and 2 are perfect movies. I'm just saying I love Deer Hunter. It's one of my favorite. Listen to me. It's one of my favorite movies.
Coppola.
Oh, that's right, Coppola. But one of my favorite movies. But the thing is I'm saying it's long. That's what makes it cool that the scenes are long because it feels like you're there. You're not like I don't like a music video movie. You know, where it's just like, guys, next scene, Atomic Blonde. You know, it's like after a while, you're like, I want to just be immersed. And that's why I like Tarantino, because they're stretched out sometimes, these scenes. You let them build. The actors get to build and play and not just
Sets
be
the
rushed.
mood.
Yeah, it's good. Jeff.
Yeah, but is that what's going on in Space Odyssey?
Not the whole time.
2001
Okay,
that's not going
Jeff,
on there.
There's
Jeff, I love you dearly.
It's a lot of suspense.
And I've never said that to a man wearing a polo shirt. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. It's like a movie like Space Odyssey. It's all about kind of being in there with them, and I think that's what the idea of it is. Where you're just kind of like, you know, you it's the anticipation, and so sometimes you got to get a little. Sometimes it's boring to wait for something, but that's how life is. You know, it's like sometimes you gotta wait around.
That's why you go to the movies, to escape boring life. I don't want to pay to be bored.
I don't understand though how you're having this argument, but at the same time you love Scorsese. Scorsese does exactly what you're saying you hate.
Sometimes, not always. Sometimes he does.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't drag. In Goodfellas, what scene is dragged out, Anthony?
All of the scenes in why are all those movies 3 hours long?
Oh, you're nuts.
Irishman, the one that you were in, was a little long. That was a little long.
Big
3
story.
hours.
No, it was 3 hours and 45 minutes, but it's still a great movie.
I never said his movies are bad.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
I'm just saying that he does that thing.
And I don't care. You're the one saying you don't like it. I like it.
Been a
I like it too.
Yeah, I like a long movie.
No, I love Scorsese's movie. I don't mind the long movie, but it has to be entertainment in the first.
Okay, well, none of us like. None of us like. None of it. Nobody here in this Dustin's Vinyl likes non-entertaining movies. Like I'm just saying, if we tell you something's good, and it's a long movie, and it kind of is a slower pace, it's a good movie. 2001: Space Odyssey is a phenomenal film. It has a lot of commentary. It's on society, and it's fantastic. And it has one of the best soundtracks too.
Yep.
That movie's like, you know, that Elvis song they came out to? What was that? Dun, 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 dun. What was it? How's it go, Adam? Dun, dun, dun. Too bad we can't play music on this show. That's when Jay gets his 6-figure salary, I hope he can like pay for rights to music so we can play music on here. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, check it out. Blade Runner, but it's all about Blade Runner. It's a great movie. It is a little slow, Jeff. And if you don't like Star Wars, you might not like it. But Star Wars wasn't slow. Star Wars is like pop, 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 pop. It's like that's a fast-paced movie.
Yeah.
It is. It's like
I don't know.
We get
like
that.
Star Wars.
we know that. You've said that like 20 times since I've known you. I get it. Why don't you like it? Why don't you like Star Wars? Tell me. Give me a reason you don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a bit. Because I'm not into like this whole fantasy of being in a galaxy far, far away. I couldn't give a shit about that. I don't relate to it. I don't like it. It's boring to me.
To you. Okay, so you like no fictional movies at all.
I do not. Like what? I mean, a fictional movie. I mean, I know what I thought. Terminator 2 was a good movie.
What about Terminator 1?
That I enjoyed. Okay, I thought Terminator 2 was actually better.
All right, I kind of like the first one.
Okay, I mean, my 3 favorite movies are Godfather 2, Goodfellas, Godfather 1. I love those movies.
Could you be more of a stereotype? Thank God you put Jaws in there.
Yeah. Number 4. Yeah.
I mean, movies I could watch all the time. I mean, I like old comedies, but I don't like sci-fi.
Nobody's forcing you to like sci-fi.
I'm not a sci-fi
You're
nerd.
not going to like this movie. If you don't like sci-fi, then you won't like it. You like detective movies?
I know
like the noir?
yeah.
What's that? Adam, how do you say that?
Film noir.
Film noir.
Yeah.
Film noir.
That's what this film is. That's what's so cool about it, is they took... Well, that's what
like
they did, is they took that and they put it in the future, and with this kind of futuristic world, and that's what's so cool about it, is they've kind of fused these two genres of sci-fi and noir. It's really cool. All right. Anybody else want to just chime in and make me slip my wrist?
I love that both of the Godfather movies are in his top 3.
I know, it's so funny. It's like, dude, we get it. You're Italian.
Wait, if you look at but if you look at most movie critics, they're going to put those movies in that top 10 list. They're not going. No one's going to put.
I think they might. I think they might.
That's why. I mean, we watched it.
It's a different genre of movie. It's a different thing. They're going to
might
be definitely sci-fi. They're going to put it in there, but
any fiction film, intro to fiction film in college, it's part of the curriculum.
Well, here's the deal with Jeff. I love Jeff more than anything in this world. I do. I really do. There's very few people I like, and I like Jeff. But you can never say, you can't shit on a movie you've never seen. You can't do it. You can't shit on it if you've never seen it. You can't. You just can't. You got to see it. And then you could say you hate it.
Okay. I'll say it. I know. I can already tell you. I know I'm not going to like it.
With that attitude.
You can't shit on it unless you've seen it. Whatever.
No, but I'm not shitting on it. But I've seen like sat through some of these. I sat through a bunch of Star Trek movies.
They're not terrible.
They're terrible.
They're not terrible.
Terrible.
The reboot Star Trek with the new guys, like Chris Pine and all those guys, those are fantastic.
Aren't they, Adam?
Did you see them?
Not that
Adam liked them. He knows.
No. I saw the first one.
First one was good.
The first reboot was pretty good.
Yeah, but that's also not the same thing entirely as Blade Runner.
I'm really disappointed that we're here on Twitch where everybody's got a joystick in their hand and we're talking sci-fi shit and nobody's chiming in. This is the one time we're giving you what you want.
We got a bunch of people chiming in. They're trying to figure out.
Thank God. What do we got?
Good.
I mean, they're trying to figure out what Jeff likes. What
dudes.
Right. I like Pat Bennett. I think she should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He doesn't like sci-fi. Like. He likes gangster movies. He likes Italian. He likes Scorsese. He likes Coppola. That's what he likes.
I like suspense movie, like
Taxi Driver.
He doesn't like De Niro because
he's not Italian enough.
He doesn't like De Niro anymore because of his political stance.
I like him more because of it.
Yeah,
of course.
That's Bobby Milk right there.
Bobby Milk.
I thought the movie Milk was
like I said, he likes dudes
with Sean Penn. I thought that was good.
Of all the, you're surprising.
Jeff will shit on sci-fi, and then
you can't, Anthony. You can't put me in a box.
Yeah, well, the movies you like, everybody gets put in a box. All those gangster movies. Thank you. Good night.
That was great.
That's how you drop a mic. All right, everybody. Yeah, so we're instrumental month. That's what we're doing. So Anthony's up next for his instrumental. Let us know what that is as soon as you can. And so thank you guys for listening to Dustin's Vinyl. Get the word out. We're on YouTube now. Adam is on the ball. I can't make fun of him anymore. He's got them all up. I mean, I'd kind of like him to go weekly, but he likes to do 45 in one day. But that's okay.
I like to get back to weekly.
At least they're up. But I appreciate it. So check that out on our YouTube. Follow us on Dustin's Vinyl on Instagram and Facebook page. All right, everybody. Anthony, why don't you play some instrumental out? And we'll.
Okay. Let's see.
What do you got there?
I'll have some instrumental stuff ready for next.
Cool. Thank you, everybody. Godfather's overrated. I'm kidding.